All these Sunday Christians walking around, oh, I love God. I love God so much I go to church every Sunday. But then as soon as they leave the church, they going to get into sin. They going to get half naked walking up and down the streets looking for a man. What man honestly gonna treat a woman right when she half naked?
And honors me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
Their heart is far from Christ. They so deceived that they don't even realize to be like Christ, you have to walk like Christ. And the only way to walk like Christ is to pay attention to the Gospels. Nobody read the Gospels, everybody just read Paul. If you was to read the Gospels, you would know that Christ don't play that wickedness. Christ was calling people Satan, he was calling people foolish, he was calling people ignorant, he was calling people all types of names. Because that's what they was back in that time, and they still are today. That spirit of slothfulness is still here today. That spirit of wickedness is still here today. But it's our job to come out here to try to wake some people up.
Matthew 15:9. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
That's right. All these Sunday churches teaching you all types of lies, teaching you prosperity. Christ wasn't rich. When did Christ preach be rich? Christ said give to the poor. It's people who got thousands of dollars and won't give 10 to the poor. Actually, you know what? They give 10 to the poor, but they just give crumbs. That's all they crumbs. They got a $500 paycheck and give $2 to their little brother and sister. That doesn't even make sense. You're not even trying to help out your own people. We're supposed to be coming together as like-minded people, building for our people, giving them something to look forward to. But we can't give them nothing to look forward to because the government put on TV that you ain't gonna never be worth nothing unless you sell yourself.
That's right.
So we gotta get our minds right, man. We gotta come out the gutter. We gotta rise up as a people. We gotta come together. You gotta get with like-minded people and start building, man. You can't be afraid of the oppressor. Because if you quiet, then you a friend of the oppressor. The oppressor wants you quiet. He don't want you saying nothing. He don't want you out here on these streets trying to wake the people up. He don't want you trying to build for your people who don't got nothing. He wants you to keep ignorant. He wants you to keep stupid. He wants you to go to work 5 days a week and then go to Sabbath class every Saturday. He don't want you out here doing this work. He don't want you out here building for your people, trying to come together. How you gonna tell your brother spiritual things if his earthly body ain't right? He's sick. He ain't got nothing to eat. What you think the word gonna heal him? The word gonna put a sandwich in his stomach? We don't got nothing for our people. We can't even give them a sandwich to eat when they hungry. We gotta be better, man. We gotta make better decisions. We gotta come back to the Most High. We gotta start living right. We gotta start cleansing our bodies of this filth that they pump throughout America. All they pump is filth. They got McDonald's on every corner, and half of that food ain't even real. It's made out of pink slime or some other crazy stuff. But it's so cheap, our people love it. Oh, I could get 5 burgers for $5? I don't gotta go to get nothing from Price Chopper. I don't gotta go to the grocery store. I go get some fries and a burger and be good. I can eat 3 meals at McDonald's. $2 every 3 hours for a burger and fries. All that cheap poison that they pumping. All that poison that they pumping on the TV. Women half naked running around beating each other up. Bad Girls Club. How do you put Bad Girls Club on TV? Bad Girls? Really? Where the Good Girls show at? They don't got no Good Girls show, but they got a whole 10 series of Bad Girl shows. That don't even make sense.
2 Corinthians 8:9. For ye know that the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, that ye through his poverty might be rich.
That ye through his poverty. Christ was one of the poorest people. He didn't even have a bed to lay in. He didn't have a house to go to. He walked around asking people, can I stay with you tonight? But yet, he was doing this for y'all. He could have been rich. He could have established his kingdom when he came back. He could have killed all his enemies. But yet, he made himself like you. to show you that you can do better, to show you that you can be better, to show you that you don't gotta conform into the world. Be ye separate, be ye holy as I am holy.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust does corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust does corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
If your treasure is in worldly material things such as sneakers, clothes, cars, women, then your heart is not with Christ, bottom line. You can't have 100 sneakers and your brother don't have none. And you haven't given away 2. And you got 100. You can't be selfish, you can't be greedy. You gotta give to the people who don't have and be a mouth for the people who can't speak. You gotta lead by your actions. You can't say, oh, I love you, and then that just be that. Because then you're just loving me with your mouth. I can't get through my days with just mouth, with just words. Help me out. Be there for me. When I ain't got nothing, bring me some canned peas or something. Bring me a sandwich. Let me stay the night with you. Let's spend time together. What's up? Well, now we can't do that. Everybody got to be selfish. Everybody got to get it for themselves. Everybody got to be against everybody trying to get it.
Yeah. Proverbs chapter 6. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction on the way of life.
So as you can see, that law is light. When people in the dark and they sinning, they don't want no light. They don't want their sins to be broadcast in front of the world. They want to sin secretly. They want to sleep around with everybody's wives in secret. They don't want to know nothing. They want to steal in secret. They want to steal. They don't want to get caught.
1 John 2 and 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world.
So as you can see, if y'all are lusting after women, being covetous, greedy, selfish, not helping nobody, you see your brother in need, you got a couple dollars, you can't give him one, you can't give him a couple, you can't share what you got with him. The disciples had everything in common, they shared everything. But nowadays, they teach you that you gotta get it yourself, you gotta be greedy. You gotta live on top of the world, you gotta have all the women, you gotta have all the money. You can't share that. Why would you want to share that? It's people with billions of dollars, they're not trying to share nothing. They just want to promote more ignorance, promote more selfishness, promote more unrighteousness. That's all they about. They don't know how to live their life like Christ or live for Christ. They only know how to live like the world because that's the only example they got. Liars all around them, moms lying, brothers lying, sisters lying, stealing, doing all things that are inconvenient. It's like, come on, when you gonna change? When you gonna grow up and realize that this life ain't gonna last forever? Because everything that you do now, you're gonna give an account for on Judgment Day. Can you get me that Matthew 12 and 35, 36? So like I said, everything that you do now, you will give an account for in that day of judgment. Guaranteed, there will be no secrets when your time comes. No hidden sins, no nothing. You got that?
12 and 35?
36.
36. Matthew 12 and 36. But I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment.
So you will be held accountable for all those lies, all those deceiving actions that you did against your sister, your brother, your wife, your aunt, your uncle, anything. Because the Most High ain't stupid. He knows what's going on. He created you. So you got a choice, whether to be righteous or unrighteous, whether to follow the world or follow the Christ. But like the book says, you will be held accountable for every single thing you do. No hidden sins in that day of judgment.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he shall hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
So when you serve in sin, you serve in Satan. So when Christ come around, you don't love him, you hate him. You don't understand that you've been in sin your whole life. You don't know what's right from wrong. Your parents been lying to you your whole life, telling you that Santa Claus coming through the chimney and all types of lies, and then they wonder why you lie to them when you get older. They wonder why your head is so filled up with lies, because they don't understand that they've been lying to you your whole life. They don't want to tell you what's right. They don't want to tell you not to be like the world. They don't want to tell you to stand out. They don't want to tell you to be a leader. They just want to tell you to follow what everybody else is doing, because you can't be nothing else. They don't promote enough leadership in America. Nothing but followers, nothing but liars, nothing but people deceiving their women, lying, all types of craziness. Can't even be faithful to your woman. Always telling her lies. You can't even tell her where you at. You got to make up stories.
Luke chapter 12, verse 3. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the airs in the closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetops.
So there's no secret sins. You might lie to your wife or your girlfriend, but you can't lie to the Most High. He gonna find out everything, because you're gonna have to give an account in the day of judgment. So you can't walk around here thinking that it's okay because ain't nothing happened to you now. Because every man is appointed to die once. Everybody gotta die. Who lives forever? Show me somebody that lived forever.
Did y'all know that Christ was a black man? You ain't know that? Edify
That's
him
another
real
lie that America teach.
quick. Edify him real quick on
Do we
that.
got the Apocrypha on her? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got the Apocrypha. But one of the lies that America teaches the most is that Christ was a so-called white man with blonde hair. But that's not according to Scripture. The Scriptures don't follow that. Can you give me Matthew chapter 2? You got that in wisdom? Christ was a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. 2 and 18, I believe. Yep.
Matthew chapter 2, verse 18. And Rama was their voice heard, lamentation and weeping, a great mourning, racial weeping for children, and will not be confronted because they are not. But when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and go into the land of Israel, for they are dead which sought the young child's life.
So if Christ was white, how can the Most High tell him to go into Egypt and hide amongst the Egyptians? History shows that all the Egyptians was black. They was darker than us today. So if Christ was white and he said go hide amongst the black people, when King Herod would have came, he would have pointed him out like a sore thumb. You can't hide a white person in a crowd of 10 black people. Everybody could point that out. So if Christ was white, then he would have been found. But Christ wasn't found. Why? Because he was a black man.
Edify
He
him.
blended in with the Egyptians.